Okay, yeah. Okay, I see we're streaming on sorry, I see we're streaming on YouTube, and now I think we should be able. Yes, okay, we are live on Instagram as well. That's our first time. Uh, Let me know if there's any problem with the sound or with the video. You can just text me. You can text me in the YouTube, and I'll see your message and try to fix it. Okay, so let's try to sort the sound a little bit. Okay, so sorry today I started a little bit later, uh, because I had a few things to do in the morning, and also just need to update you because while I was on holidays, I was able to live stream every day. But now that I went back to work, uh, I'm afraid I can't do live trading on the Mondays and Tuesdays, and on Wednesdays. I can do the rest of the days, but on Wednesdays I'll try starting from the next week to start a little bit earlier so I can do a small recap about the trades I took on Monday and Tuesdays, so you can have like a basic idea what I was looking for, etc. I'll plan to do this recap after today's trading. So if you want to stick with me later, that would be great. So okay, let's do a quick high pause for today. So starting from the high time frames, so we see the yearly is still bearish. However, I just noticed that, just give me a second. Okay, so basically, I noticed that we broke uh, we broke the previous highs, even briefly with CPI news. It could be a sign, it could be nothing, but we'll see how it goes. Then goes on the so by the way, sorry, in the yearly, we entered the previous yearly DVA, and we're around now the VWAP, so we may see some choppiness in this area. So going on the monthly, I've added a few more monthly DVAs from August and from May, just in case we react to them. They're with different colors. So that's the first one, and the second one is this one. So this is the first one. The second is from May. There's a bit lower, that one. This is from May, and this is from August, the green one. And this is from September. I just need to write it as well. Okay. So basically, on the monthly, so we enter September's monthly DVA in September 2024. We see we broke below. We tried to enter again, and we tried to enter again today, but we failed. So basically, now we're moving within the August 2024 monthly, and we tested the And this point is the previous DVA high, the May. So we'll see kind of like reacts here. And the most important is we'll see the weekly later because I'm not sure how the monthly this one is going to react today and if they are still in play. And it gets a little bit more complicated now that we have overlapping, three previous DVAs, but we'll see how it goes. So how the quarterly, I think the quarterly is in play quite a lot. So we can see, so this one was from the fourth quarter of 2024. So we see basically it just reacted. It tried yesterday, attempted to did a failed breakdown on the DVA low. We'll see that trade. That tried to take I bet it that's going to break out. It's going to break down, but it failed. And now today we'll see that it just came back and it tested around the VWAP. Well, I think which is the VWAP is a key point because we see here how it reacted. See how it reacted. There was a big bounce from sellers and also here. So for me, if we manage to break above this level, above the VWAP, it's going to break these highs. It's going to be a significant step towards testing the DVA lows. So I think I may try to attempt a few longs if we passed above it. And then we're going on the weekly. Again, we have different DVAs overlapping, so we'll see. So this is on the second week of the September 24. This is from the third week. And we see today that basically price, so this week price just came down, tested the weekly VWAP right here, which was also the previous DVA VWAP of the second week of September 24. Break down just a little bit. So we test the lows. So we see just did like a failed breakdown. It came up, tested the VWAP for a second time, but after the second time we see that price didn't dive lower as it should, but it held this level. It held this level, sorry, which this level basically is the DVA low. Is this week is active. So we see that the DVA low held the price here, and then what it did, bounced back, testing the weekly DVA high. Price now is holding temporarily on the VPOC here, but I see very possible that it's gonna test this the DVA low or the previous VWAP here, and it's gonna try to retest the DVA, the weekly DVA high. So because I see there is quite like a bullish like momentum here. I'll see. I may try some longs from this area, the DVA low, or the previous VWAP, this one. Now we have like a massive selling as we see with the opening. So let's see it. Okay, so this is the massive selling I was telling you about. Now we're about to test the weekly previous VWAP that I was telling you about, that it found some resistance, which is around the 5604. Yeah, it's around here basically. So we'll see if we find some resistance now. Otherwise, it's gonna try the DVA low, which is at the 55.81. 55.81 is about here, basically. Okay. While we see the chart, I'm gonna try to copy some high time frame levels on my chart. As we see on the intraday chart, this intraday chart, this is the previous DVA, the intraday previous DVA. So we see we tested this technical level right here, which is, I can see is the monthly DVA low. Yeah, it's the monthly DVA low. It's this one basically, just to give you an example. So it's basically, you see, that's the monthly DVA low, which failed to break in on the previous attempt. It did it briefly today, so we may see breaking it again for the long side, aiming for the 57.40s, and that would be a good trade. But I will just wait because we see there was like a brief rejection here. There was 3 times basically rejected, and that was a brief during the CPI. Briefly just broke above, but we see after the I was expecting a big selling here, but we see there was nothing like that. Just as I said, the price temporarily has found uh, some support at the weekly previous DVA VWAP, which is around here. So we'll see if that momentum is going to test again this level, and if the bulls are gonna be in play today, I expect this level to break first up. And if we see, so this is the high time frame I have. The chart is missing some levels, but I'm just gonna put them now just for as an example to see. So basically, let's see the bigger picture a little bit. So we see price came down and then we bounced, find a big support area from buyers at the previous quarter DVA low, which is basically just this area around here. It tried to break yesterday down, and that's the one of the trades I tried to take. That's the only trade that I tried to take yesterday, and I was aiming for the break from the break of this level towards this level first, and then possibly continuation to the downside. By the way, we've tested this level I think 3 times in the past, so that's the third time. Found very strong support. It tested again the monthly previous DVA low. It came down around this level, which seems to work like a magnet. It's like this level, you see, it's 55.71. It seems to be holding like quite a lot. It tested again the monthly, broke above as we saw on the high time frame chart, and broke above the weekly previous VWAP from the 9th from September. So if you see, we're basically moving in a range which is from here until here. Okay, and this one, as we said the other day, was just a bonus. Okay, so basically now we are about at the yearly VWAP, which has been tested multiple times, so it's not a very good point to to trade from. So we'll see. I may take a trade from this weekly, the previous DVA low, or as I said, from the VWAP, which is a 55.81. Yeah, it's around here. So basically, we can draw a line in the sand. Okay, so we can draw a line in the sand starting from this level, 55.71, towards the 55.81. That's it. Okay, and okay, so we draw levels. So basically, I'm expecting. So basically, our hypos for today is either take a long from here after the retest, or take a long from here if it manages to break out, which it did briefly today. We may see a retest. So I'm expecting now, the price is coming down. So I'm expecting now this level to hold. It held overnight. That's the overnight low here. If it holds, we're gonna try a long to the upside. It sells like a lot now. If it breaks below, there is around 25 points gap here, where I'm expecting some buyers. So basically, I'm gonna trade the extremes. So it's either break out, break above, or if this level holds, slide in the sand, or the breakouts of the quarter previous TVA low. We tried yesterday, it failed again. And for those who are watching my stream for first time, just know line in the sand um, we call a level which we consider to be a very good like support level for the price, which have like we have as a guide for the day, and we can attempt to take trades from it. And don't ask me why they call it like this. This is how I found it. So I have no clue why they call it like this. And optionally, I think line in the sun could actually be extended to here as well. But we'll see now. Price has stopped a little bit. We'll see how it's gonna react. It may come down, test it again, come back. But I think this area is a good again, this level and this level. They're very good levels to take longs. If we fail below, we can just attempt the shorts. I think it's a good plan for today. So we just have to be patient now. Okay, let's see the intraday chart a little bit. So we see found some support here. This is the intraday DVA low. And the previous day we were up as well. Our line in the sand is around the 55.80, so it's basically around this area. So if it reaches the overnight lows, yeah, we may attempt. By the way, here in the UK now in Bradford, it's just raining like a lot. And as they say, just rains cats and dogs. I'm glad I have no work today to do. So okay, the prices are approaching to our line in the sand. It's not there yet. Just found some resistance at the VPOP. Oh, high time frames. I saw them before, but you were not here probably. So I was saying like we found yesterday some very strong support here on the yearly. We're still in the previous yearly VWAP around, so it might be a little bit choppy. However, during the CPI, oh, a hypo, yeah, sorry. I did a hypo. I'm just going to explain it now. So basically, my hypo is yeah. So basically, my hypo is because with as we see on the yesterday and today, basically we're moving within a big range from here towards here. And optionally yesterday we were attempted to break here. So okay, so this is the high time frame. So basically, my hypo is if we break above that weekly level, this previous DVA VWAP from the second week of the September of 24, that's the one we tried to break during the CPI. If we break above, so I'm just gonna go like this, higher. I'm gonna attempt, if we break below, because yesterday I took a trade here, aiming from this level, but it just did a failed breakdown and went higher. So basically today I'm gonna attempt the same thing, aiming for the weekly previous DVA low, and way below that is the quarterly. I'm just gonna show you now, just give me a sec. So lower, there is the quarterly previous VWAP from the third quarter, one quarter previous. So basically, if we short below here, I'm gonna aim a first target this one, a second target this one, which is very broad, I know. However, because we see this level has held like a lot, 1, 2, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times during the overnight as well. So I'm gonna use it as line in the sand, and I'm gonna try to go long if we still holding this area. So basically, in a sum, it's this one. Sorry, this one, this one, this one, or this one, if it makes sense. So basically, we're about to reach now. Now you see, price has stopped a little bit. Just found some rejection at the VPOC. Probably it's gonna retest the yearly VWAP and come down, or it's gonna go like this. So just basically we're in a pullback now. Even though I've seen in the past VPOC holding very, very tight, but yeah, it's not my case today. So I hope Jun you got my hypos. You understood my hypos and my way of thinking. No problem. So we see price has found some support at the VPOC and at the previous day VWAP as well. So basically, I'm expecting two things. I'm expecting the weekly DVA low to hold the price as it did so far. So the weekly DVA low is So I'm expecting the weekly DVA low to hold, like it has held in the past, like during overnight. Uh, and I want to see another thing as well, price getting accepted within the monthly DVA. So within the monthly DVA low is exactly at this level as well. It is the same as the monthly previous DVA low from the September 24. So there's a confluence. There's a confluence here. Okay, so we saw price retesting the monthly DVA low. Temporarily got rejected, but price didn't fall below as I was expecting. So there is some good support there. And that drives me to the conclusion that we may see this level testing it again. A key area to watch is the quarterly previous DVA VWAP, uh, which has been like a key level in the past. It's been quite weak now, but it's always something to keep on mind while trading. Okay, so price basically did the pullback, so it's coming down again. So I'm just putting the weekly previous DVA low from the third week of August. '24. I had it yesterday. This is the right price now, but that was a mistake. Just gonna correct it. Yeah, this is where yesterday basically probably found some support. Or it could be just a quarter and was just did the failed breakout, but we don't know for sure. But it's something to point out anyway. Okay, low. Price is coming down as I was expecting at some point. Uh, so I think today key area is this one. It's around this one. If it holds, it means that there may be another bounce up. So it means that so it means that it means like there's a good support here to aim for longer and maybe like a big rebound. If it breaks below, it means that we're just continuing the downtrend. So this level, by the way, haven't drawn it. Is the weekly previous DVA low from the second week of the September 24. Seems it holds a little bit. I'm just gonna put it here just in case. I know there are many DVAs now overlapping, so basically could find any supports in any case in any level, and it gets quite complicated now because we don't have any distinct DVAs. We have one overlapping the other one. So yeah, bro, price is moving very slow now. I think we can still see the buyers are quite strong in this area, especially down here. So I think it is possible to see a very good rebounds, maybe late in the day, just above here. So this area we see it's a bit choppy because there is the weekly VPOC, previous DVA VWAP, and the monthly and the weekly. This is not a very good area to trade from. Yeah, so basically, I was just telling you here before that I was at work yesterday and I had in mind that we may test this level and we may break below. But I had to go to work, so I just like I put a limit order aiming from the lows down there. But unfortunately, while I was at work, I was just taken out. So basically, there was nothing I could do. Uh, that was with limited size. Uh, just an attempt. I was just curious to see if it's gonna break. I was able to capture a big move, not last night, the night before. So I captured around 50 points on yes on the overnight. Uh, Let me see if I can find screenshots. Okay, I see them in a while. I need to transfer this. I need to transfer the images from my phone, and I'll show you. In the meanwhile, we see it's been testing again the weekly previous DVA low. This one. Ideally, when we reach the line in the sun, I'm expecting like kind of like a failed breakdown and take it on its recovery on its way up. I'm starting to think that this area it might actually like triggers a bigger long because it's very close to the weekly DVA low. and it's the DVA low of the second week of the September 24, which in the past has been proven quite useful. Or maybe I would just give it more time. I'll just give it more time to read it down here. So we're gonna just have to sit on our hands and wait for the price to see where it's gonna go. This is a very good support as well, as I said before. Price action has become very slow, sometimes even slower than the overnight action, which is weird. By the way, I'm planning to implement a new risk management system, trade management system. Uh, Instead of going all in and just scaling out on my way, to the target, I'm gonna take a minimum risk in the beginning, and especially this one works very, very nicely in the training days. So basically, you go with an initial, risk. It can be one micro, one mini, whatever it is for you. And then on every pullback, just add to your winnings, add to your wins. And then by the end, you hit the target, you could make like 5x or 7x your profits. And it's insane. If you get stop out, it's fine. You still get, you still have very good earnings from the previous pullbacks and from your previous additions. So, so we see the sellers are having a hard time to push the price lower, even though we're still a bit early in the market. So Okay, we see price is attempting again to break. Yeah, just broke below this level and is reaching now the weekly DV low and the overnight low, which is like line in the sand. We could, in theory, put a short here. First target this, second possibly target extension this one, which could be a good idea. I'm just not expecting price to see the reaction here. A very nice trade would be this one, but I missed it. From the monthly previous, you see it tested like after the news, it tested once or twice, taking all the way down. And it would be nice. It would be nice because would follow as well would follow the trend. So it would be like on the monthly. That's the monthly. But the same as regular as well. Okay, price is reaching now. It's very slow, but it's reaching. Okay, so basically we are waiting for price to recover, either here or do the same around here or like this. If it recovers above the weekly previous DVA low, I'm just gonna take the trade. Either this level or this weekly. Or this level here if it dips below the line of the sand and reclaim it. And this happens is a behavior of the levels that because if a level is being tested quite a lot, it becomes very weak. So basically, a more like safer way to trade the level is actually wait for it to go below, and if it reclaims it, then you can short it. Sorry, you can put a long. If it fails to reclaim it, and it goes below a certain point, then you can just short it. So we see now it's about to test the weekly DVA low, which held overnight. I'm just curious now. I'm just watching the yearly chart, and 2024 hasn't broken below the DVA low on the yearly. It has happened only once, but very briefly on 2023, but generally was above the DVA. 2022, it seems there was a bearish market all year round, and it hasn't broken above the DVA high. Okay, so we see price is testing our line in the sand. Yeah, just looking at the yearly chart, and if it follows a big pattern which lasts for years, we could see a really big dip even below the 5,000s if it continues like this. So if it breaks below the line in the sand, I'm gonna take a shot there. It's around here. It's around where you see. So basically, this is the overnight low. So if it breaks below, I'm just gonna try and short it. Okay, we see some initial reaction, but uh, I'm not gonna take any trade now. I'm just waiting to see if it reclaims this level. I might go like this. I'll take it here. If it doesn't reclaim it, falls below, just boom, like this. So this level here is the overnight lows and is the intraday previous DVA lows. So it's very possible we're gonna find some support. Okay, see you later, John. Have a nice day. Okay, price is moving lower. Because it's in the extremes, not 1.5 pound in the VWAP. So we're gonna wait to see either rejection below, either yes, acceptance below, or reclaim of this level. So I was reading Mancini now, and he's saying that since we broke the 5703, let me just put right, 5703. Basically here. So this one is a major technical level which broke the other day, and it says that since we break, if a level is when a level breaks, big level breaks, then usually there is like another back test before it continues. For example, like uh, let's say we break below, we usually expect a kind of back test, and then but price hasn't done it yet. It may attempt it today, but it couldn't go. Uh, so we may see it in the future, we may not see it at all, but that's usually like a tendency. Or also, let's say the price comes from below, usually like a back test, the level it breaks, the breakout level, and then continues. But we haven't seen any back test yet, so we may see it today, or who knows. Hmm. Okay, we see some reaction there. So we see if it's gonna be more than that. Okay, we see just to retest it now. This is a good point because this is also the DVA, almost a DVA low. So it's a really nice level to do trade. So we see basically the price is retesting now, the 50, 55.71. So that was a pullback. I use also, you see, like I use also SMAs to give me a general direction, but also you can give me like a choppiness areas. So for example, like if we have, so I'm just going to break down the SMAs for you. So basically the SMA is the initials for the simple moving average, which means if you can set any number. So for example, I have four of those. So if you set for nine, so SMA 9 is gonna take into consideration the last nine candles, and it's gonna show the average on the screen. So I have a 9, 20, 50, and 200, which represent different high time frame players in the market. So basically, this is the 200, the brown, the orange is the 50s, the purple is the 20s, and the pink is 9. But if you see sometimes the big players, they want to bring the market down, but you see the small players, the weekly or they try to go up, and if they're still up from the previous movement or whatever, then it's not a good area to trade because it's going to be a lot of choppiness from different dynamics. It's quite useful to be honest, in combination with the high time frames. So we're just basically testing the exact level now. And there is a technical level to 55.68. So basically I'm gonna bring that one 55, sorry, yeah, 55.68. Yeah, stuff like this. So we're just waiting for the price to break officially, and then we can short it. And then let's do some Fibonacci. We're gonna see aiming for so basically we see that's a good level to a good way to put your stops. Fibonacci on top. This is your first target, so we don't want to be retraced over the 50%. So when we enter here, we're just gonna put our stop right here. Basically, like very minimum risk management, very minimum risk. Just waiting for it to break. It's going very slowly now. It's also the quarterly previous DVA low, which is area where we expect to find some buyers, and here and here. Okay, we entered. I'm gonna be trailing it. If it does a pullback, I'm just gonna keep adding. So our first target is at the 55.31. Yeah, which is the retest. 55.31. Yeah, it's the retest of this area right here. So I'm gonna keep it there for now, and we'll see. So basically, the risk reward for this trade is uh, this trade alone is around 2.5. Sorry, no, 2.8, 2.9 almost. But as I said, I'll keep following the trade. I keep following the trade as it goes down. I'm not gonna just take profit here. This is just an indication, you know. So it's been a long time since we had a pullback. So I expect now to have a pullback. Uh, somewhere here. It doesn't mean necessarily we'll do it, but that's something I expect, and I'm not gonna get surprised from if it does happen. Or we may see this. Done. There's a small technical level there, I think, 55.62. So that was yesterday's lows as well. So now we're going to test the yesterday's lows. So we tested the quarterly previous DVA low. Haven't seen any big reaction. I was expecting a very big reaction, but the level is very weak now. So we're just expecting some pullback maybe, or who knows. We see a pullback, but it's very weak. Let's see now. So this one could be easily be a failed breakdown. So price hasn't making any retest yet. So I was expecting the price to drop, and it failed to do so here. Okay, I'll give it a little bit more time. There is like a technical level around here, so that's why. There is absorption as well of the buyers. Okay, I think I'm gonna cut the trade now. I'm just waiting to see. Actually, I'm just gonna go to break even. Okay, if it goes below here, I'm just gonna cut the trade and take either here if it pullbacks here, or I'm gonna take a long if it reclaims the level. If we go below what it seems we're doing the pullback, I'm just gonna add another contract. I'm just waiting to see it to break the 55, 58 before I do that. Like the lows of yesterday's, where yesterday's lows, we expect some buyers to be present. That's why I went very slow. So yeah, I went with one contract. I'm just gonna add another one if I see some continuation to the downside, which the sellers are looking very weak now. And to be honest, there has been quite a selling since the top. So it's very normal to be quite a weak now, especially at the lows. Okay, my trade was taken at break even. We'll see if price reclaims this level, especially above here. I'm gonna go for a long, aiming here for the first level, which is the SMA. This is 200 and SMA. Okay, we see strong reaction from the bulls. So technically speaking, we need to do a higher high. Okay, so basically, here's a high time frame. So basically, it's very safe to enter long after this point. But technically, this is the point which I can, if we break the previous high, it means we're aiming for a long. But I'm gonna just put here after the weekly, just in case we find some reaction in this structure here. It could be just a pullback, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, we see another retest. I'm gonna re-enter. Now, in theory, it should break this level in theory, but this level has been tested for a long time, and it holds, but it becomes weakened, so there is some chance of breaking now. If we break below, I'm just gonna enter another level, another contract, sorry. So price has a problem going down. I'm gonna cut my trade here if it makes higher high. Here we see it's the volume area low, by the way. So we were taking out, so I think it goes for a long now. And if we break this level, the weekly DVA low, I'm gonna go long. It could be a pullback, just a more deep pullback because it couldn't break lower here, so it does like a bigger pullback to gain some more liquidity. So the tape is very slow now, by the way, and we are in an hour within the market opens, but nothing happens. There's nothing like yesterday. Yesterday was very fast. Okay. So we're just hitting the doors of the intraday DVA low, and there's a resistance there as well, technical resistance at uh, Okay, yeah, thinking of going for a long now. Uh, there is a level here, a technical level. If it breaks, I'm gonna go long. Okay, seems to break. So we're going for a long now. Okay, we see some. Is there a chance it could be a pullback there? Just curious. Yeah, there is a chance it could be a pullback there. Or it could be just a temporary reaction, but probably it's a temporary reaction. So basically what it did here, there's two options. One was a failed breakdown to the level, over to the overnight level and reclaim it, or it is just a big pullback to the 200 SMA and then it's gonna continue. So basically all this could be just a deeper pullback in order to break this level. So when the price comes over here, I'm just gonna be very careful if we manage to get there, of course. Seems like there's some kind of absorption, but the buyers are holding position so far. Okay, the buyers are holding the position. Okay, I don't really like today. Action is very slow. There's no movement. So the all the trades we took today so far, there were two trades, and both they were according to our hypo, which is basically take the here or take the low below here, or take the long from here or from here up here where it goes. So basically, and this trade is according to our hypo. Uh, Now we're going with the flow of the VWAP and the volume area as well. So this is a trade with confluence, so it has good potential because there is so if price basically basically like if price gets within the 70% value area, which is this box, it tends to go to the other side. Here we have the VPOC is the most traded price, which expect to either find a rejection or go very slowly to the upside. And the same principles exist for the VWAP. So this is a 70% of the most fair value. So we basically uh, expect the price to go higher. This is the VWAP again. We expect possibly to find some rejection, pullback, or and we always expect to go to the other area at least. In our case, we expect for price to go here, the 56.45. If it breaks above, that's fine, but that's our target, our first ultimate target. So we find some resistance there, which is the weekly previous DVA low and the technical level as well. which is fine. Okay, so we see price is attempting to break the weekly previous DVA low and the intraday previous DVA VWAP, which I have it on the other chart. It's basically, yeah, it's basically this line. It's the average of the previous day. So I expect price to go slowly, choppy around here, which is normal, like here, Yeah, I'm just gonna keep my trade open. If it does a pullback, I'm gonna add to it. There's no pullback yet. That wasn't even a pullback. So we'll see. So we may see a pullback now. Okay. So if it does a pullback or anything, if we cross above here, I'm just gonna add another contract. I'm gonna add another contract and I'm gonna bring my stop loss up here. If we break above, if we break below, I'm just gonna wait for the pullback somewhere and then I'm gonna add to it. It's basically, we're just waiting to see what's gonna happen here. The thing is, sometimes you see like these moves, they have very good potential. Uh, But because the market is very slow and people are not very, patient to hold the trades to the end target, or you know what I mean, or trade it properly, or take the profits early, So, so for now, as we see, we have our SMAs indicate that we have three of our investors there to the upside, and only the long-term investors are to the downside, which may cause some conflict around here. That's technical, technical analysis always. Okay, there is some choppiness as I was expecting around the VBOK. I think it started to clear now, so I'm just gonna add another contract. So yeah, the price has started clearing now. We expect to find some resistance around here because it's the 200 SMA. Not necessarily, but the most important thing is to keep our trade open. Give it some space to move, like I did here before. As you see, I give it some space to go because we may dive deep, test the SMAs again, and so every trade needs some time and some space to develop. So if we put our stop loss and everything, it's like we're struggling it. Of course, I keep an eye, and what I can do is just if we dive below the entry point, we just take one contract out. Which is the additional risk basically. Okay, we see the bulls are doing well. So we're now around at the we're testing the VWAP. That's why we saw some kind of just a kind of rejection here, uh, which is very logical. It's very likely that we'll see some kind of pullback here to the downside. And that here will depend whether we're gonna see this or we're gonna see this. So far, I see that the buyers are pressing. I don't see any weakness or absorption or now I see some absorption, but I still see some strength. Okay, we probed above the VWAP. So we now our trade is quite strong because it has the confluence of the VWAP of the today's VWAP of the previous day VWAP and also it has the confluences of all these SMAs. We see some now choppiness around because we are below the yearly previous DVV, sorry, previous DVA VWAP, and that brings some, resistance. We have also the 200 SMA, which is the big players resistance. So we may see some, choppiness around before we move higher. And below here we have the previous day VWAP, which is also pushing higher. So basically this area is a choppy area. So if I see some, pullbacks or anything, it's very normal. Today the market is very slow, so you need to be very patient. Okay, we are now at the VWAP. Uh, the buyers show quite a good strength. So I'm gonna give it some time. So we see some selling. Okay, I think we are going for this scenario we were just talking yesterday. We're going for this scenario. Okay. So I'm putting a stop loss just below the previous pullback, which is around here. Here's the VPOC, And in theory, this level should hold to try again the 200 SMA. If it doesn't hold out, it means it's gonna go down again. So if we cross the VWAP, if we cross basically the VWAP, I'm just gonna add another contract we took before. Okay, the buyers are trying to break the 200 SMA now. Uh, yeah, if it breaks, we can add the other contract we took before. Seems it's gonna be another pullback. Uh, yeah, the small high time frames are still pressing, so we'll see how it goes. Price goes very slow. There is a lot of resistance from different previous VWAPs of the high time frames of the yearly, the monthly of the August 2024, the previous VWAPs is here, uh, and the weekly, the third week of the August 24, uh, and the weekly VPOC as well is around. So there is an area we expect to go, very slowly. Yeah, there is some rejection from the VWAP at the 2000 SMA. It could be something, it could be nothing, or okay, I'm just gonna trade, and I'm gonna short it now. I'm gonna take the move from the VWAP. This is a trick situation because yes, the flow and the bears are in control and everything, but uh, they try to balance each other out. So it's very hard to tell, who's in control today. And so the usual scenario is like we go here down, we testing the VWAP. We tried, we tested the quarterly previous DVA low. We tested for third time, sorry. Did a pullback at the VWAP, and now there's a chance to retest it again. But that's not always the case, because if it crosses above here, we may see the retest of the highs. So, and we'll see. Just holding my position now. It is a choppy area as I was expecting. Just now waiting to see the reaction towards the 200 SMA. I think we see that the price will continue to go up. It seems that these SMAs are holding, especially the what's that one? The second one, the 20s, I think. Yeah, the 20s. Okay, I think we probed above. There's a technical level now there. The buyers are showing some strength. Just holding. I'm just gonna hold my position until we clear this area a little bit. Okay, I think it became apparent now that the bulls just crossed the VWAP and crossed the 200 SMA. So my plan now is basically I'm gonna take around I'm gonna take around 3 contracts there. And I'm gonna leave 2 just in case we will continue with the higher as a runner. Okay, we see some initial reaction at the previous yearly VWAP, but I'm gonna expect to be okay. Okay, price is still going higher. We're about to test three levels now, which is the previous day DVA high, the value area high, which is the green line, and the VWAP, the weekly VWAP. Usually I take profits at around 90%. So I'm just gonna take, I see some weakness here. And it's the 90% of the target. So I'm just gonna take 3 out. Just gonna place it right at the VWAP. So it is very possible now to see some kind of pullback here to the VWAP. We'll go higher. But this some kind of pullback that they get. So we have some gains for today, which is not a lot, about 1%. We're at the highs of the tester here. So what I'm gonna do is we're about to break the previous DVA high and the technical level. When we break those, I'll just leave a runner, and when we break above here, I'm just gonna break it to break even, and we'll see how far it's gonna go. Um, I'm not sure if the time for a small recap, but regarding my trading today, it wasn't ideal because basically I what I tried is a new trading management technique, which says at every pullback, just start with a initial low risk, and at every pullback, just keep adding up. Uh, But it seems for some reason it's not working for me. I don't really like that for some reason. Even sounds logical to add to your winners. But because, yes, it has a tendency on every technical level to pull back, change directions or whatever, I'm more inclined to always go with my original, the one I used to have, trading management, which says, put all your risk at the beginning, and then as you go level to level, just scale out and leave a runner for the rest. Because as the trade progresses and gets more mature, the chances of getting a big pullback or reversal are getting higher and higher. So I don't see any logic behind having a huge amount at the end, risking major losses or. Yeah, so basically now we watch, just wait this is the yellow zone is the yesterday's VWAP, DVA, sorry. So I'm just waiting to break above here around, so I can place a long, just 1 micro, aiming for here or even higher. And yeah, I'm just gonna leave it running. So if today we get around 5%, that would be really nice. So if I had followed my original trading management, I would have ended here, which I did, and then log some profits here and here, and then I could have just this one leave as a runner and just following it, trailing it. So we see some choppiness around because this is support level now. I'm just gonna change support. Okay, because the price is above, and here we have the rejection from the previous yesterday's DVA high. That's why we see some choppiness around. But I expect to break above. Okay, if all goes well and we test uh, yes, the overnight highs like around here, then we're looking for potential gains of here, 76 ticks. Yeah, we're looking about 10%. No, sorry, 5%, 5% gains. Plus one we have already. That will close the day with 6%. If it goes higher, we can just keep holding it and trailing as well. So I plan to take my profit right here at the top. If I'm gonna do a break afterwards, and if I see that the price breaks out and we test and build some volume here and want to try again, uh, I may risk like 1%, very minimum amount, to see if I can run another runner here. Okay, we're testing the weekly VWAP now. We actually marginally passed it. I think it's 56.22. Yeah, we're past the VWAP. Yeah, we're just above the VWAP now, the weekly VWAP. Considering that there's high potential, of testing the weekly DVA high, which is currently is 56.67. So we see some failure here, some failure to break above the DVA high. I'm just gonna leave some room here to move, because we see here that price was held by this support level. Okay, seems that probably will be taken out. And it seems that if we be taken out, then it's very likely, yeah, as I see it on the weekly, as I see it on the weekly chart, it is very likely to do this again, continue lower, or at least at the same level as here. So basically now I'm aiming for weekly DVA low, which is at 55 and 78. Yeah. And what I'm thinking is I'm going to close the majority of my position at the DVA loads around the same area, somewhere around here. And I'm going to leave one just in case it wants to test lower. But we'll see for now. It seems that price has stopped a little bit at the VWAP, which is the VPOC as well. And this here is the SMA 200, so it's gonna try to keep to break below the SMA 200. Uh, let's see, it's testing it now. VPOC moved as well down below. Okay, I'm gonna protect some gains. Okay, seems like it's having a hard time to break it. Okay, I just took out 4 of my contracts. I can add them later. Uh, I'm just gonna put the order. I stop one. Yes, I'm just gonna put the stop for this one contract here. And now we wait to break. If it breaks below this level, I can add them again. But so far have a total PNL open and included around 8%, which is I'm totally fine with it, to be honest. I'm gonna tighten it a little bit more. Okay, I got taken out. It seems we're gonna have a reversal here, but I think I'm done for the day. Yeah. Okay, I think I'm done for now. Now the tape has become very clear. All the moves has become a little bit faster as well. And we approach 1 o'clock when the investors and everything they come back from their lunch break. So what I'm gonna do for now, I'm gonna take a break. Uh, before I take the break, I'm just gonna put an alert here, just in case it breaks above later, and I can take a long. And before I go on a break, I'd like to show you. Yeah, before I take a break, uh, yeah, I was thinking of doing some recap of my yesterday's and the days before trades, but I'm gonna do some break now, and probably I'll come with a live stream maybe in the evening and do some recap of today's trades and the 2 days as well, yesterday's and the day before trades. Yeah, I'll do something like that. Okay, so if you haven't finished, have a nice session, and we'll catch with you probably in the evening. If not in the evening, definitely early tomorrow, maybe around uh, 1, 1:30 UK time. Okay, take care.